Check out your dad with the swag on the floor. Mama gon' brag when I walk in the door. Yo, ain't never seen a gorilla in the mist walk the line so fine with the blindfold. Keep in mind though, hot dad riding in on a rhino. Got the roll on the rap with the dad vibes. Now everybody bounce with the franchise. Can't live with them, can't live without them. New kid back on the block with a whip. Tag, fag in the back with the drip. Go and get the tip. Can't live with them, can't live without them. New kid back on the block with a whip. Tag, fag in the back with the drip. Go and get the tip. La-di-da.
Yeah. Listen, jolly good show, jolly good show.
Proper job, old chap. Proper job.
What is up, guys? Amethyst Pudding here. Hope you like the different gameplay. Something different, you know, switch it up a little bit. So we got a pretty interesting story here for you today. This was back when I went to a little place called Champaign, Illinois, and did job training for a manager position at Jimmy John's, which I can't talk about the actual program itself. There's a lot of waivers we signed. Either way, it's, you know, highly militant as far as that goes, so we will not be discussing the actual program, but more the extracurricular activities, if you will, outside of said events. No, actually, I will mention one part of it, but I'll mention it just lightly. It's more of as like a customer perspective. We'll get there when I get there. So first thing first, it's Champaign, Illinois is not that far, but it ain't very close to where I live, so it's a decent distance. And I have like the worst car ever at the point in time. Like I had gotten an accident, and there's like a dent in my car. I'm pretty sure it's the same car, and like so the passenger side is pretty much screwed. You can't get in the passenger front. Passenger back, I think you could finagle your way through there, but it was not like in their greatest interest to do so. Probably better crawling in. So it was pretty screwed up, and I had to take this thing all the way from my town to Champaign, and I was fucking freaking out the entire time about it. And I got there fine. It was just, you know, a very perilous journey. I do have a funny tale. Actually, I just remembered this as I was talking about the something I saw as I was leaving the training thing, like all of it, leaving Champaign. But anyway, so I get there. We have to check into a hotel or a motel. I never knew the difference between a hotel and a motel. Let me know in the comments down below if you know the difference between a hotel and a motel. Either way, so we all check in, and the guy I'm with in the training program, who has to like be my roommate because like the owner of the Jimmy John's didn't want to pay for, you know, more rooms. I understand it. I didn't really like the guy that much. We're gonna call him Creep because he was kind of creepy, he's kind of weird. I mean, he was all right, but he creeped me out. He kind of really did. Either way, so we're getting in our hotel rooms and everything is going good. And we meet each other, and I'm going to run down some of the people that are going to be pivotal in this story. We have a guy called Zoolander is going to be his nickname. We have Creep, of course. We have a guy called Fun, because he liked to have fun, you know what I mean. We got a guy I'm going to call Starbuck. He was a good guy, real good guy, tall dude. And a guy called Chino. And these are all nicknames, by the way. Obviously, I'm going to keep reiterating that, just so they don't, you know. So we decided to go out, you know. This is a 2-week training process where you train where you would normally work your normal hours. You would train, and you would have to work your regular hours, get up early, go in, do your normal training regimen. Basically, it was like working normal, but with high managers watching you, making sure everything went well, and you took tests to make sure you knew how everything went. Either way, we had plenty of free time, you know. And with this free time, we decided to go out. And Champaign has a lot of interesting places. We walked by Volition Gaming's building. I'm not sure if it's like their headquarters or whatnot, but I've got pictures on my phone of really blurry as nighttime. And I happened to see it. And I'm like, wow, they made Saints Row and stuff. So like, it's kind of neat. And So we go to the bars. I got a picture in the thumbnail of one of the bars. I can't think of the name. It's got a clover leaf as a symbol. I'm blanking on it right now. Not a big deal. We just kind of got our pre-game going on there. We got pretty drunk. We played some bags. We actually had St. Louis Cardinals tickets up for freaking tournament, a bags tournament. It's called Cornhole Bags. I'm not sure people call it different things. Me and my friend, which one was it? Chino, we entered the tournament. We won the first 2 rounds we were in and then lost. We were like the last 4 teams. There's like 16 teams. We did pretty damn good. And, but things didn't even really hit the fan until we start leaving this bar to go to the downtown area, like deeper downtown. See, we find this wallet as we're walking deeper downtown on the ground, and it's kind of creepy. It's just like nobody's around, no nothing. It looks like it's like bait, like, oh, grab this, you're going to go to jail or some shit. I didn't grab it or anything. Someone in the group grabbed it, but there's nothing like in it, nothing to identify, no money, no nothing. So they just like threw it down. So I don't know. I just figured I'd mention that because it was kind of weird, definitely kind of odd. And I'm wondering if it was once somebody's wallet before they got like mugged around the area and someone stripped it of all of its stuff and threw it down. So we just put our DNA on it, So we got to the club, and this club cost money. Like, I've never been to a club that actually costs money to get in other than like a concert where, you're going to a bar or a club, but you're paying for the musical event. So we were there, and we pay, I think it's like $10 to get in, and by this point, I am lit. And everything in this trip is free, free room and board and food. The only thing and gas, the only thing that really cost was just the drinks. So I spent all my money on drinks. And I was shit drunk. We were dancing, grinding up on the ladies. Though there was a lot of people. It was like boom, 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 boom. I don't know if they had like a live DJ or what, but it was bumping, and it was like a 2-story place. It was huge. But by that point, I was getting the damn head swirls and shit. I was like, oh no. So a couple of the guys we were with, I think it was Zoolander and Fun, both went outside to smoke a cigarette. I don't smoke cigarettes, but I smoked a cigarette, I think maybe this day. I don't know. That's how bad I was. That's how sloppy I was. So we get outside, and we're just chilling out. And, like, we're in, like, an alleyway that's connected to, like, a main road, but, like, nobody is really out there other than people smoking cigarettes or employees of the place. And, like, I go over by like, I think it's a dumpster, and I just get straight up sick. I just vomit my fucking guts out all over the ground. And, well, actually, it's not even the ground. I guess you call it the ground. It's just the roadway. And, like, I try to play it off all cool. Like I wipe my chin off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no one heard that or saw it. Because I was going to, pretend like I was pissing. So, like, I kind of did. But, like, you could hear me and if you were paying attention. So I got over there. And Zoolander's like, hey, man, you get sick over there in the middle of the road? And he's like, ew, man. And I'm like, nah, dude, that wasn't me. I was like, guy over there. And there was, like, some guy, like, way down the way that clearly wasn't his, vomit. But I was getting mad. I was at that point where I'm like, hey, you accusing me of getting sick in the road? I ain't get sick in the road. You got sick in the road, man. You got sick. How do you prove it? And he kind of is like, whatever, bro. And he like walks away laughing. He knows he's right. I know he's right, but I ain't about to admit it because I am a drunk freaking testosterone man, and it was kind of funny because I looked down, like, after we argue, and after I'm like, I didn't get sick, I look down and my goddamn shoe has chunks of vomit on it. Like, on it. Like, I puked on my own damn shoe, and I'm like, nah, I didn't puke. Like, fuck. God damn it. I'm in denial. Either way, there was a couple, 2 or 3 days like this that we went out like this, but actually it was probably more than that, but, like, it all kind of blurred together. There was times where we would go from hotel room to hotel room of each of our rooms and get drunk and play beer pong and shit, and like we'd be drunk as hell, like toggling room from room in the same hotel, different hotels, causing havoc. I'm sure the employees loved us. I'm sure they knew what to expect when Jimmy John's employees be rolling up in there. But there was a time, that was the same day actually, that after the club, we were all in one car pretty much. It was like 5 of us, and we were all in one vehicle. And we decide to like disperse or whatever. Not even really disperse. I think they decide to drive. I don't know. I basically black out drunk, and one of the other guys, I think it was Chino, took the wheel, and we probably shouldn't have, but we didn't go very far. And I think we like, I don't know. I don't even remember. All I know is that by the morning time, me and Chino were still like in the car, and we're like more sober, obviously enough to where he could drive. So we're like, hell, no, it was probably his car, I'd assume. And we drive around and we get to this like donut shop just by like miracle, I guess. And we're like, man, that sounds like it would slap right now. So we fucking get out of the car. We make our way into this donut shop, right? And it looks kind of like, it doesn't look great. It looks pretty run down. Like, think Holy Moly donut shop, outside, inside. It's all pretty much the same except the ownership, and we'll get to that. So we get inside, and, you know, you look at the donuts. They look okay, but there's flies and some there. Some flies, not a lot. Not on the donut you picked, you know. It's as long as it didn't touch the donut you're going to pick, right? You know what I mean? So I get a couple, he gets a couple, but the thing is, we walk in, and it's like, who do you expect to own a donut shop like this? You know, you've seen Friday After Next or Next Friday, whichever one it is. Like, you know, that kind of guy, it's always an eccentric character. Well, in this one, it was like the end of A Christmas Story. It was like an Asian couple, pretty, you know, not super elderly, probably in the 50s, probably. And they're just like, well, you like donut? And I'm like, yeah, we get donuts. And they were decent priced donuts, and they didn't taste bad, like I said, minus like the exterior and the interior looking like freaking, I don't know, run down. Like it's like the decrepit ghetto donut shop, which it was fine. It was good. Like I said, it was fine. It hit our stomachs just right. We were good to go. But before we arrived here, we ended up going to a different bar, thinking that they'd be open. I don't know why. And they were open, but they weren't even serving food yet. And everyone in there gave us a look like, why you boys in here? This ain't the place for you two. So we got out of that one fucking fast and in a hurry. I can't remember the name of that place, and I don't want to. I don't remember the name of the donut shop either. I looked it up. I looked this place up. I shit you not. Same thing with the club. I can't remember I can't find the club specifically, and if I can, I'm just too drunk to remember. Donut shop. I looked it up. I can't find it. Ah, man, it makes me upset actually. Either way, there's a comes a time where we done took our drug test, which is like drug test was like, I didn't really care. I was not going to do any smoking, at least until I got back home, just in case they tried to, like, you know, think, oh, you're all clean and clear, and then like later on down the road they test you again, you know, to catch all the dirty boys out there. Oh shit. So there's a time where both Zoolander and Fun were trying to grab some fucking yayo. I think that's the nickname for it. Snow, powder, coca, you know, any of those things. They were trying to grab some cocaine, and they had the hookup apparently. My boy Zoolander had the hookup, and I guess, I don't know what became of it, but I'm sure they were zooming. They were probably zooted out, zoot suiting. Zoot Suit Boogie. That's actually a song, I think. Either way, they had a great time. There was a time where we, after one of these fucking belligerent nights out, we went to a place called Mai's. A little tiny. I'm talking tiny. It's like my room size. It's my room is like a restaurant. I'm not even sure if it was the size of my room. It was probably like, it was like one of those things you picture, like those gas stations where it's just a booth and a guy comes out, pumps your car or pumps it, and you just pay him and that's it. It's just a booth, like a toll booth. That's what the restaurant is, but like 3 toll booths put together. But the food was fire. It slapped. Everyone said it was like renowned food, and everyone was telling me this and that. And it was like street tacos, and it was like a local street, you know, taco truck, but like way better quality. And they had like Doritos and everything. It was the bee's knees. We went there probably 3-4 times at least. That place was great. Let's see here. So we got done with the program. I think that's all the big stories I actually have really on that. Lost wallet, yeah. There was one or a couple of big things still though that don't really involve the group of people that we were with. So there was a concert. Jimmy Eat World was going to play the very last day of we were going to be free, and then Jimmy Eat World was there, and I was almost tempted to stay for that, but I actually wanted to smoke, but I also just wanted to relax and just go home. So I drove straight home. Hit the highway, boom, straight back. Here's what the last story is. The last story is actually pretty interesting. So I'm driving back on the highway, and I'm minding my speed because I've seen a couple cops, here and there. And so there's a car, and it's on the side of the road. And you think, oh wow, oh boy, a car on the side of the road. Well, hold your horses. This car was engulfed in flames, and it was on the side of the road, pulled off to the shoulder, and it was engulfed. I'm not even talking a small fire. This thing was engulfed in fire, and I just drove by and I looked at my rear view and I'm like, did I just see that? What the hell? And no cops, all the cops I seen were before this. So I hadn't seen any cops after it for a while. So, and I was like, damn, I was thinking also that thing could explode. What about the gas tank? This is going to be some GTA shit. I'm glad it didn't do anything with my view. I was gone, and if it exploded well after the fact. You could look it up. Maybe look it up on the fucking Champaign, Illinois car explosion. Maybe it didn't. Maybe it just burned. I don't know how cars, how that works. I know that if the shooting a gas tank you see in movies only works very rarely, if at all. But that's the last story connected to the Jimmy John's training. I could have probably went on longer about it, but this is the TLDR version of it. It was a crazy experience. I actually enjoyed just going for the meeting new people, meeting friends, and really just having a blast, and mostly having it free as long as I was getting my training done, which I did. I did my work. I did my duty. But, it was a good experience. I recommend everyone do a Jimmy John's Managers Training Program thing. And, definitely got more coming up, obviously, as always. Hope you enjoyed that beginning song, by the way, and that fire. Limp Bizkit. It's a new track, not out. Let's hope it don't get copyrighted. Either way, you guys have yourselves a great day, and I will see you later on the channel. Boom, Amethyst Pudding out.
Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, motherfuckers.